Hi, welcome to the first show of Tenesha Talk. I'm Tenesha. I do all and only common sense chat. Okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and get started. One of the great reasons why I decided on common sense chat, I felt as if there was a need to just express how and why good common sense can put you in better places and how not using common sense so much cannot. So that's what I'm going to touch on. I'm opening up my comment section, so please feel free to comment, ask questions. All of that is a great way to build rapport with me and just get anything you may possibly want to know or get a feel for or get everything understood and in a better perspective with good common sense. Why I am good at putting common sense into the order of life would be for the very reasons that I like to avoid the pitfalls and the hurdles and extreme mountains and barriers to figure out and get over and through. If you can get through a valley or a road in the mountain instead of having to go over the mountain, I would rather take that route. Biggest influencers in my life that have given me guidance and wisdom and support would definitely have to be grandmothers, grandfathers, aunts. Those are people that I have been fortunate, blessed, I like to say, that have been the greatest impact on why I know every day common sense works, and when you put it into play can bring you better results and outcomes than not using good common sense and sound judgment. A good example for that for me would be starting off at a young age when your mom, grandmother, aunt, someone like that would tell you, now, baby, that stove's hot. Don't touch that stove. It's hot. And you get close to it and you can feel the heat from the stove. And you hear that voice in your head telling you, hot. Do you touch it? Do you get close enough to feel the singe on your fingertips to get close enough to get burned? I listen to the voice in my head from, the great influencers of my life. Like I said, grandmother, grandpa, aunt, dad, someone like that at that age in my life. And I would always back up from the stove, from the hot iron stove, whatever, electric socket, and use good common sense instead of wanting to know how hot or how, something could hurt me if I didn't use good common sense. That was the first time that I knew using good common sense in my life would prevent me from potentially being hurt or harmed. Moving right along, as I got older and common sense came into play with harder decisions, I had to learn some hard lessons in either avoiding listening to that voice in my head of what good common sense would do if you applied it to certain situations, and or if not. We're going to go on ahead and turn. One moment, bear with me. We're going to go ahead and turn my phone down. Okay, let's put it on ring so that we can at least still know if someone like Dad, Auntie is trying to get a hold of me. I can still feel my phone vibrate. So, as I got older and it continued to need to resonate with me of why good common sense should and needed to be applied to certain circumstances and experiences in my life, it applied to harder decisions and not, not so much harder decisions, just knowing that when you use good common sense in your everyday thought process, it doesn't become a so much of a thought. You just automatically do it. It's almost like, okay, I know I need to breathe or I won't live. I know that if I don't use good common sound judgment and good common rationality and use good perception about my vision and my look and my path for my life, 9 times out of 10, things that I'm seeking and I'm searching and I'm doing and I'm acquiring and I'm, applying myself for won't happen. It's as simple as that. And, you think, oh my God, it's as simple as that. Why isn't everybody doing it? Everybody is not always given good concept and idea and focus of what common sense can mean for your life. And that's completely fine. As long as you're always up to being told and shown what good common sense can do for one, then there's always that next turn, that next move for you. At least that's always been my experience with using good common sense. And I am a seasoned veteran in keeping myself in a place where I can still move on and move through circumstances that would otherwise potentially I wouldn't make it out of them. Some of the reasons why good common sense is always a must to use in life experiences, you avoid the unnatural outcomes and situations that otherwise common sense would not allow you to experience. If you Don't listen to the voice of perseverance. Say for something small instance, look both ways before you cross the street. Good common sense kicks in you and says, a car will knock my block off if I don't look both ways before I cross the street. Apply that good common sense theory in every aspect of why you want to make it across that street without having a detrimental effect of not listening to your good common sense feeling, and you will be better off on the other end of your journey. At least that's been my experience. I know, of course, blindsidedness comes into play. As long as you are not allowing yourself to be blindsided for longer than you need to allow your common sense to kick back in, 9 times out of 10, you can still get through a situation and experience a circumstance. Whether you come through your situation scathed, bloody, bruised, you still have an opportunity to think about how good common sense would have been a better way of going about thinking about what that outcome felt like for you, and attempt at doing it better the next time you take that journey. Okay, so a few times common sense did or didn't per se work out for me would have been, I would say, I did not always think through people, places, and perception. And it hasn't always been such a bad experience to experience all forms of ways that people affect your life, as long as you live to tell about it. So I like to gravitate to the element of life of surprise, the element of life of spontaneity, the element of life of walking on the wild side. That can be an experience not so well played if common sense is not always a factor. Say, for instance, take you and your girlfriends, you're getting ready, you're going out to a blowout basement party. You know, in the back of your mind, you're not going to be up for the next day of task and test and even maybe the trip to school, but you're going anyway. You're not using good sound judgment of where common sense would work for you, knowing if I allow myself to get the idea of what a great time I'm going to have at this blowing, banging basement party, and have patience enough to get to one on a weekend when I more than likely will have more free time to attend something like that, then I know I'll be okay to do what I gotta do the next day. But you're going to the Bang and Blowout basement party. You get home, you're so exhausted, but you're still thinking you're gonna make it, you're gonna get up and do what you gotta do. None of that happens. Good common sense would have prevented me from doing any of that. I would have never suffered the fate of failing out, looking like a fool, looking like, I had no sense of responsibility to my schoolwork, my parents, and or myself, because now I am set aback in my studies and my need for rejuvenation, replenishing, sleep, everything. Good common sense would have, of course, patiently waited for the next Bang and Blowout basement party. In a good experience coming from using good common sense, all your girlfriends are going out. More than likely, they're going to be hooking up. You got your little stinkies all up in a bunch to where you're feeling like, maybe you might want to tag along and get a little, companionship of another. But you're thinking in the back of your mind, now, what happens if things of this night don't plan out or pan out in a way to where I now have other extreme circumstances to deal with, because I allowed good common sense to walk right out the door, and now I am at a clinic getting treated, taking a pregnancy test. Emotions are flooded with where, what, who was the young boy that I opened myself up to, allow myself to experience, thinking about me, and more than likely chances are not. When you shut the door and you let good common sense sit and fill up your cup with, what does that look like for me? What does that feel like for me? You avoid so many pitfalls, so many setbacks of, how am I trying to express that? Of longing to know why, what, where, when, if only. So that is another example of when common sense can, keep you in a place where you don't have those stains, you don't have those wounds, you don't have those painful experiences, and you're not any worse for wear than you were before you let your good common sense sound judgment deter you from your dignity, integrity, and you continue to move on and move forward. Those are some examples of when common sense did and did not so much work in my favor. I firmly, believe that common sense is the only thing you need in life to keep you above water. You don't have to be a rocket science scholar, Albert Einstein, or anyone of that nature to, be the best at who you are and what you set out to achieve in your lifetime. I firmly stand on using good common sense the majority of the time of your walk in your life. You will be better off for it, and you will live to not regret your experiences and your choices, but live to be thankful and grateful of the fact that you used your good common sense judgment. I've never not, used common sense in any experience, whether I took it for what I knew it would be worth in my life, or I didn't so much listen to it. Common sense comes into play in every area, every circumstance, every situation, with every person you meet, every place you go, everything you do. I think that people in our times now, we put so many things above the simplicity and just the basic thing that can get, you through every area, every arena of your life. And for me, that's my good common sense. There's a time, place for everything. There's a way to do every single thing that you do. There is levels, standards, boundaries for every single area of one's life. And I think that common sense should be at the top of that list for everybody. I strongly encourage, everybody. One moment, let me adjust my camera angle here. It's a little off there. I might just need to pull myself into focus a little bit better so that, oh, okay. I'm only about 5 feet. So I might need to boost myself up. This is my first Tenesha Talk Common Sense chat. I'm still tweaking it and, putting things into focus so that I am one with my viewers, my listeners, my commenters, my chatters. And every single week, I am in place with just good common sense chatting. But I want y'all to see me and hear me effectively so that I can come across to all of my audience, in the best possible way. So you have to please excuse me with this first video where I may be adjusting a little bit so that you can see all my mannerisms and all of my, the way that I am needing to express this chat to you. So I want you to be able to, see that it's important to me, it's serious to me, and it means a lot to me. It's not a game for me. I am only, what my society and community is made up of. And if everybody around me and everything is not on a good common sense level, I'm doomed. My kids are doomed. Our whole, element, it eventually breaks down. So it's important to me that I come across, and I'm hoping that I can continue to get, great feedback so that we can align ourselves in this chat to just come up with great experiences to, great, indifferent, good, bad, ugly, see how it got you through it. What you want to tell other people, to avoid those things that came about from simply not using good common sense. Yeah, that I was like, okay, exactly how do I want to express, my biggest area of where I feel like I will make the most difference. And it was here. Even, having an associate's in applied science for entrepreneurship, doing, a few various great things in my life. I'm a certified online life coach. I've done, a few good things in my life, like a few good men. I'm one of the few good women. I narrowed it down to common sense chat. I was like, I just really stand on using that, will really get you to your promised land at the end of the day. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. So I'm super excited to continue on this journey. Like I said, each and every Friday night, I will be coming to you live with everything common sense. And I am super excited to chat with everybody about what that means to them, what that looks like for them when it didn't look like common sense was put into play for them, how that panned out for them, where they are now with what they're doing, how they're using their good common sense, in all areas: life, money, family, careers, kids, in-laws, sex, everything. Good common sense in everything. I'm not touching on, one specific big issue. Every single week I'm going to come with raw, real, topics that apply to everybody in all of our everyday lives. So I hope that will reach the people that it needs to, bring you in so that we can really get some great, chatting going on to open up for, influencing and keeping you inspired in what makes that how you use your everyday good common sense keeps you in a place where you're like, I'm the shit. And it's not because I graduated from Harvard with a 4.8, GPA, or I was at the top of my class or my Ivy League, or I created this great new scientific technology company out in San Diego. All of that's absolutely fabulous. And that all ties in to how you use good common sense to get you in good, great places in your life. It can be as simple as I knew not to chop my vegetables down with a big butcher knife at 100 miles per hour because I would have cut the tip of my finger off. It can be as simple as that, that somebody on the other end of the spectrum of our universe didn't think to do, and now they're missing a finger. That's it. That's all in a nutshell. I am overly, excited about this topic, this area of where it's unlimited, amount of great common sense that I don't believe has left our world. I don't, because I'm constantly growing and getting great, good common sense every single day. I seek it from, like I said, my influencers that are using it every day and giving it to me, giving me the game. I'm excited to bring it to y'all. I look forward to hearing everybody's, influencing factors, people, places, things in their lives that fulfill them, of where they use their good common sense, sound mind, rational, judgment at. I'm I'm looking forward to just seeing who says what, who's where saying what, how it's, bringing good, juju and good aura and good to their life everywhere. Because I know there's gotta be, there's gotta be so many more that know what I'm saying, feel what I'm saying, or, right now watching this video like, oh my God, TT, when are you coming back in? Tenesha Talk Common Sense Chat. Subscribe, like, share. It's, something that I know I'm on board with because I use my good common sense in my everyday life, and I cannot wait to share that, with the world and just put my little pat on the back, my good common sense plaque up. I honestly believe that right, there in your life, using that every single day will give you good sleep at night, give you good peace of mind at the end of the day. In every situation. Let's take a moment with me, take a moment with Tenesha, and oh, that felt like an earthquake. I'm in Denver, so we're not having any earthquakes. Please give me one moment. I'll be right back. Do you see how good common sense just came into play with that instance? For instance, I'm in Denver, Colorado. I felt my whole apartment shake. Like, brrr. Like I was on an episode of Fred Sanford when he had an earthquake and it shook everything off the wall. It brought up the seams. And I got up immediately, like, what's that? What's going on? I know where I am, there are no earthquakes going on. Use your good common sense. Back to where I was touching on before, that not so much, but felt like an earthquake thing happened. Think about an instance when if either you or somebody or something you saw, news, TV, streets, family, friends, co-workers, lovers, boyfriends, fiancés, husbands, kids, whoever, should have used common sense. I'd like everybody to think on that. Have that in your mental Rolodex for Tenesha Talk, Common Sense Chat, because that's all we're chatting about. When, where, how, why. We all should use good common sense judgment. And now I'd like to bring you a word from my sponsors. I, your host, Tenesha, have my own jewelry accessory line. My own jewelry accessory line. I'm wearing it. It's called Adorables Treasures. That is Adorables. Let me put that up there for everybody to see. Treasures. And I sell earrings, blinged out necklaces, beautiful costume, fashion, fine jewelry, beaded ceramic pearl bracelets, and a lot more. I've been selling Adorable Treasures for almost 1 year now. It was inspired by the birth of my daughter. Her name is Ella Dora. She was named after my grandmother, her great-grandmother, my mother, her grandmother, Eleonora and Doris. She is the most precious, adorable little girl that I've ever seen, and I named her Elladora. I have a fine taste for jewelry. Jewelry is extremely expensive. So what I do is I purchase directly from Indonesia, France, Paris. I bring it over here to the old United States. And I sell it to other fine, fashionable, accessorizing women like myself at a great, affordable price. I'm in the state of Denver, Colorado. Here's my business card. It's Adorables Treasures. I offer free shipping to every single 50 state and city in the United States. My prices are greatly affordable. Here's all of the information where you can contact me for ordering inquiries. You will then be placed into a special VIP ordering Facebook group where you get exclusive around the clock information on inventory. whenever I get something in, I immediately evaluate it, inspect it, and put it up for sale. And the first place I put it is in my my VIP Facebook group chat. It's called El Adorables Treasures. It's on Facebook chat. And there, everybody that purchases from me, no matter how small or big the purchase is, that's where they go. They are on. Once you purchase one time from me, it could be a pair of $3 earrings. You are automatically placed in my VIP Facebook group chat. I want to thank every single soul that has supported me. One moment. That's that rumbling sound again. You know what it could be? I live a few blocks from a train. I'm praying that's what that is. I live in a major complex, like apartment. I live in a big residence apartment community. Nobody is shaking my house except God. And I'm praying that he's not shaking my house right now. I'm doing a live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram for Tenesha Talk Common Sense Chat. And right now I am sharing my very own accessory line. It's called El Adorables Treasures. All of the ordering information is here. I'm wearing some of the jewelry that I sell. All the ordering information is right here. So anything you want to see, I can pull out a few pieces as well. Boom, bling, bling. Bling, bling. Bling, bling. This is one of my most favorite pieces. It has so many elements, and it's just so uniquely sculpted. It's a flower ring wax flower on a sterling coated silver with all types of little rubies and zirconies, and it has a lizard with pink and blue zirconies with a frog and a leaf and a heart. It's exquisite. It is so beautifully designed and done. I love it. I've sold several pieces of this particular item to, close friends, and they love it. They wear it all the time. They do little videos for me of, oh, I love this ring, and they, all of that good stuff. So this is one of my great pieces. I have this one, and I believe two others. I have jewelry in all sizes, from small, like, let me take a gander. I have rings as small as a baby's finger. So I believe they're in my little Beat by Dre box. Here we go. Like these little fashion costume jewelry, they're $1. They're for smaller finger, like a little girl she would love. They have the little mood ring in them. They come in all colors: pink, yellow, blue. Put them up there so you guys can see. Earrings, tons, necklaces, lots. I am always in stock. I'm never low on jewelry. I always have a abundance of, jewelry, fine fashion jewelry that I, like I said, I selected personally myself from handcrafted, little jewelry makers in like Indonesia, France, Turkey, all types of places. I go and I seek out and I search, for vendor suppliers that you do not see too much of over here Um, Lots of cute stuff. So that's just one. There's another. This is Elladorables Treasures. Free shipping anywhere in the 50 states, anywhere in any city in the United States. I have a great selection of gold. What would you call this? Like it's escaping me at the moment. I'm so sorry, but it's like Indian art jewelry, very cute. I mean, out to the bar, the rest you want to go out on a great business, dinner, date, however you want to seal the deal with fine, fashionable accessories. Adorable Treasures. I have them. I will be sponsoring them on Tenesha Talk every single week. Here again is the ordering information one last time before I sign off for the night with Tenesha Talk. Here's all the ordering information again up there on the screen. For anybody interested, they make great birthday, Christmas, Valentine gifts, quinceañeras. I mean, it's for all of that. I again want to thank everybody for coming, viewing, staying for, the almost hour is up. I am going to do a 1 hour, good quality, time slot of just good common sense chatting. Soon I am looking to route in a calling system. I'm going to give that a go here in a couple of weeks and just see, if I can get some good common, good common sense conversation flowing. I'm excited about that. Excuse me, I'm a giggler. So, every once in a while you might see me giddy. I'm just excited about, reaching other like-minded people like myself and hearing, when, where common sense played, into their lives, worked out for them, didn't so much, where they want to see good common sense, influenced at for them, for, other people they love and care about. Just generalized, society. We're not, going to break out the encyclopedias or anything like that, even though that's, that's fine. I grew up on using the encyclopedia. But like I said, I know that just allowing yourself to receive it and think it through is what good common sense, is. So, yeah, that's that really, in a nutshell. I have really, really, really enjoyed coming in, giving some insight into who I am and how me using common sense or lack thereof at times in my life, where that's got me, who that has made me and where I want to go with just me continuing to know that that's what works in my everyday life. Wherever, it doesn't matter, whatever you use, whatever you're doing, applying common sense is what counts to me. I'm excited to know what that means to everybody. having everybody, tune in with me every single Friday night. Tonight I came on at 8:30. I figured Tenesha talk was going to happen, or I was not going to be okay with me setting the wheels in motion and then not getting in the car and starting and driving the car. So here I am. I'm glad that, I use good common sense and said, don't let, a good experience for you walk out the door. So here I am. I hope that everybody, has enjoyed this time that, we've spent together, and look forward to, just doing this every single week. Friday nights. Tonight I came in at 8:30. I was, looking at maybe 9ish. We'll see how, how all of that can come in, to play for just getting this good common sense chat, in here and going on. I'm excited, to reach, people in this way. I've been told, like, you should do reality. I'm like, well, I'm not that interesting. And people are like, you are. Like, do you not know how we listen to you? We come to you, Tenesha. My nickname is TT, so you might hear me reference TT. That's myself. But yeah, Tenesha, we seek you, we talk to you. You're a great personable, person to just talk to, just chat it up with. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, wow, where do I do that at? Do I jump on Facebook Live? Do I just start up an Instagram, just talking, chatting? And they were like, YouTube it. And I was like, okay, let me YouTube it. So I'm here, I'm YouTubing it. I'm on the Facebook at Tenesha Hill, Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Miss Beautifully Business is me on Instagram, where, you can come on there as well. You can drop comments. You can let me know, where you would like to see this common sense chat go with Tenesha Talk. Put ideas in, put, experiences in. Let's talk it out. Let's, know where, it worked for you, and where, you want to see it work for you. Where you're like, okay, you know what? I should have used good common sense when I did that. I should have, I did that. My good common sense, that got me through that situation. That's what it's all about to me. Is that, let's chat it up. So I'm super excited. I hope that, I am going to be invited into your homes, into your phones, into your computers, into your TVs. Like, let me in. Can I come in and chat with you about good common sense? Yeah, let me in. Subscribe with Tenesha Talk Common Sense Chat. Look forward to seeing me. I'm excited about sharing experiences, sharing memories, what is to come for Tenesha. Knowing where, people are looking in this crazy world we live in to find the goodness of, happiness and survival and thrival and peace. And what got them to their promised land. What pieces of common sense got you to the point to where you knew you had made it and you were there, and you want to share that so that your world around you is not so crazy. I hope that, I have inspired you to continue to come back to my channel, Tenesha Talk Common Sense Chat, every single Friday night around this time. 8:30ish Mountain Standard Time for me. Just look for me. I'll be here. Thank you.